Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to highlight the Assassin's Creed Valhalla PC system requirements. While I'm not a fan of the Assassin's Creed titles no longer being on Steam, and honest to God, I am not a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games anymore ever since the alteration of the style of game that they are. I know a lot of people are super into them, and if you are, more power to you. They are just not my cup of tea anymore. Valhalla has a setting that I would be all over, and if this was an Assassin's Creed game from, let's say, 2013, I would be like, this is one of my most anticipated games of literally the year. Right now, I'm just iffy on it. If you guys know me, you know I wasn't big on Odyssey in particular. I just did not enjoy how grindy that game was. You can disagree with me. You could be like, oh, you just gotta do the side content. God damn it, they sell a double XP boost in the game for a reason as a microtransaction. They ain't fooling me. But nevertheless, I'll take a look at that, and Ubisoft themselves have said that the game is gonna be less grindy than the last title. However, I do have to give them credit. How they are handling the system requirements is in a way that I would love to see more developers doing it. I've said for the longest time, having 2 tiers of system requirements is just not enough. It doesn't give us really any information to work with, but with AC Valhalla, Ubisoft has given us 5, yes, 5 tiers of system requirements, so we'll take a look at that. And also, Xbox Game Pass getting a plethora of new games added to it very soon, some high-quality ones at that as well. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit. Okay, AC Valhalla system requirements. This is going to take a little bit, so I'll try to be as quick as I can. Minimum requirements, and this is for 1080p 30 FPS at low preset. They are touting an R9 380 4GB or an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 4GB, and then an AMD Ryzen 3 1200 3.1 GHz or an Intel i5 4460 at 3.2 GHz, and 8GB of RAM and dual channel, and then Windows 10 64-bit. Recommended 1080p 30 FPS. See, this is what I'm talking about. Some games will identify recommended as 1080p 60 FPS. Some will identify it as 1080p 30 FPS. Some will identify it as like 1440p 60 FPS. That's why we need more clarity when it comes to system requirements. Recommended being 1080p 30 FPS. Some people are just going to scoff at that being like 1080p 30 FPS. Who the hell is going to play a game at 1080p 30 FPS? But literally, with the label of recommended, that would make you think a lot of people. So that is for high preset as well. You're going to be wanting an RX 570 at 8GB, and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6GB is the alternative. AMD Ryzen 5 1600 3.2 GHz, Intel i7 4790 3.6 GHz, 8GB of RAM there as well. Then you're talking about the high system requirement. This is for 1080p 60 FPS. This is for a high preset, running the game at high preset. AMD Vega 64 8GB, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 8GB, AMD Ryzen 7 1700 3GHz is recommended CPU, or an Intel i7 6700 8GB of RAM as well. Now we're looking at enthusiasts. This is 1440p at 60 FPS. This is for the very high preset. So yes, there is a tier above high as well. And then that is going to require you to have an AMD RX 5700 XT or an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080S. That's an 8GB. AMD Ryzen 5 3600X is the recommended CPU on that. And then Intel i7 8700K 3.7 GHz. Now we're talking 16GB of RAM as well. And finally, we have an ultra tier of system requirements. This is for 4K 2160p 30 FPS. So we're not even talking about 21 or 4K at 60 FPS. We're talking about 4K at 30 FPS. Ultra high preset. So again, another preset higher than even the very high. You're looking at a 5700 XT here as well, 8GB. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 8GB. Ryzen 7 3700X 3.6 GHz. Intel i7 9700K 3.6 GHz and a 16GB RAM configuration. Also in this configuration, if you do have something like a RTX 3080, that'll probably pay dividends, and that's probably how you're looking to run this game at 4K 60, or at least getting relatively close to that. So yeah, I have to give Ubisoft credit for laying out the system requirements like this. I hope the game is of quality, because Origins and Odyssey have just not done it for me. But I know I'm in the minority on that. I know the majority of people love those 2 games, and I'm talking up games like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and a lot of people did not enjoy Assassin's Creed Syndicate, as you know, it shows by the sales numbers of that game, so I understand why Ubisoft went that route. I'm just not a big fan of all the microtransactions that are evidently in the game. And with AC Odyssey, I thought they did reach a tipping point where it really turned me off from the game. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. And even though I enjoy the fundamental layout of those games, not as much as the original Assassin's Creed games, some elements just completely push me away. But that's for another video. Okay, one thing I do want to add, Xbox Game Pass on PC getting a update, adding more games and some quite good games at that. Katana Zero, which is an awesome 2D slick action game with an old school presentation, that'll be coming. We've also got Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, that'll be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Awesome to see that being added to Game Pass. One of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Great cast of characters, great tales of gameplay, solid story. Overall, just a good JRPG. Swords of Ditto, Mormo's Curse is also coming to Xbox Game Pass. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, Heave Ho, and then that's it. And then they've got a couple games coming to console Game Pass as well. Tales of Vesperia will be added October 15th. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition October 15th. Katana Zero October 15th. That'll be on Android as well, so that's kind of cool. Swords of Ditto October 15th as well. So all of the Game Pass games on PC are coming October 15th. I feel like it's one of the better subscription services if you're into it on PC, so yeah, I wanted to give that a shout. But that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Kudos to Ubisoft for laying out their system requirements like this. Hopefully the game does pay off and it ends up being a good game, because I love the setting of the game. Just still a little bit skeptical on other elements. Katana Zero, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, Swords of Ditto, Age of Empires 3, and Heave Ho all being added to Game Pass on PC, so that's cool stuff there. That's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.